Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-January 2023 love reading. Thanks to those of you who viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, it's also what we have in front of us. It's what I call the Bridge and the Gap spread. And the way it works is I look at the past, present, and future energies between you and your main love interest. Once I get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight, and that's where the Bridge and the Gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have love. So this is the equivalent of the Lovers in traditional tarot, which is Gemini energy. And to me, this says that you really saw the potential for this to be a long-standing connection between the two of you in the past. Alright, and past energy on their side, we have the World and Temperance. So, funny enough, this is actually the major arcana card for Sagittarius energy. And to me, this says that they definitely saw the potential for this to be a long-term commitment with you as well. You guys might have even initially met each other while out drinking, right? Maybe out with mutual friends, things along those lines. But yeah, it definitely looks like they saw the potential for this to be a long-standing commitment as well. And I feel like this is probably one of those things that you guys just felt it right away, you know? Okay, present energy on your side. We have the Ace of Staves, which is the equivalent to the Ace of Wands, and Fortune, which is the equivalent to the Wheel of Fortune. So this could just be saying that now that we have Jupiter back in Aries, which is your fifth house of romance creativity, it could just be saying that that's renewing the spark for you, right? Where you really want to put some effort toward this connection. Could even just be saying that for whatever reason you guys might have actually been separated in the past, and with this imagery here, it could just be saying maybe you hear songs that make you think of this person, or you might get signs and synchronicities, or something comes up in your dreams to make you think of this person that makes you want to reach out to them again. So maybe this is one of those things where you really felt that instant attraction between the two of you, but for whatever reason in the past it didn't get off the ground. Alright, present energy on their side, we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, and the Seven of Swords. So what stands out to me with the Seven of Swords in this deck in particular, to me it seems more like a self-sabotage energy than anything, right? Because we see this person sitting alone with seven swords around them. So it could just be one of those things where it could just be saying they might have a tendency to self-sabotage, possibly because they might even get a little bit awkward when it comes to intimate issues too, right? So it could just be one of those things where, like I said, maybe you guys met through mutual friends or you're out drinking, right? But maybe when they're not in those environments, they might actually be a bit awkward when it just comes down to one-to-one conversations and speaking in a more emotional type of way. But yeah, that's what I get primarily there. So it could just be saying where they might have put their foot in their mouth in some way in the present, even though they might want and still see that potential for the long-term potential in the connection with you. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Three of Coins. So this is Capricorn energy here. And yeah, this could just be saying that you guys might be losing a little bit of faith, right? Because the Three of Coins traditionally shows people collaborating to build something long-standing, right? And here we see the person's alone, and if we look at their facial expression, if I can get it to focus, which seems to be easier said than done right now. There we go. They definitely don't look that happy, right? So it could just be one of those things where you might feel a little bit disappointed, where, like I said, depending on what exactly happened here in the present, where they might have a self-sabotage, you might, on the one hand, still want to see this connection build into something more stable, but you might be lacking a little bit of confidence that it'll actually happen. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Four of Swords. So yeah, to me, Four of Swords represents healing, of course, and I feel like this is another indicator that pointing back to what I was saying before, where when you initially met them, there might have been a group of you, right? So you might have met while you were both out with friends, or you met through a mutual friend, or like I said, you were in some kind of a social setting, right? And this person might function better in those types of settings, whereas when it's just one-to-one, they might be a little bit socially awkward, right? So to me, seeing this in a future position could just be saying that they might try to get you to come out to something where it'd be more of a group setting to try to restore the balance with the connection. And I feel like you could pick up on that, right? So if you think back on things in the past, or you might realize, yeah, that is kind of weird that when we're in groups, he seems to function or she seems to function better when it comes to conversation, but now, when we're alone, they seem to always say something weird, right? So it could just be one of those things. Now, obviously, that's something that they would have to overcome, but that's primarily what I'm seeing there, where you could just pick up on some social awkwardness that they have, and that's why they could just feel comfortable when there's more than just the two of you together at a time. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Ten of Cups. So yeah, to me, this says overall you do genuinely still see that potential for this connection to get off the ground. But like I said, it looks like there could be those little situations where they might put their foot in the mouth from time to time. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Fool. So yeah, like I said, it could just be one of those things where it could vary in severity, right? For some of you, it could just be they might just say something that seems a little insensitive, but it's not like a huge deal, and then they might realize it after the fact. But for others of you, obviously, it could be more closer to a deal breaker. But yeah, that's kind of the energy I pick up on with this person here, where they're just not as comfortable in one-to-one settings for whatever reason. All right, moving on to your oracle cards. First, we see what give an Light deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. What I'm actually going to be looking for here is unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. Initially, I'll be looking for jumpers, but if I shuffle for a while when I ain't been coming up, I'll just put the deck down and I'll pull cards that way. So we'll see. Oh, I've already got one on your side. And next we'll see what we get from them to you. All right, and I got one there. So on your side, we have, worry. It says, I'm not sure if this is a good idea. I'm overthinking everything. What will everyone else think? Interesting message there, at least that last sentence about what will everyone else think. I don't know if they're, so maybe you guys are, like I said, maybe you guys just met their mutual friends, and that could be a bit of a concern of yours, right? That, hey, if we take this to the next level, what would happen with the friend dynamic, right? Things along those lines. But aside from that, it didn't necessarily look like you had much doubt around the connection. Like I said, in the future, possibly because you feel like, okay, maybe this person says or does something that kind of slow things down. But let's see what we have on their side. All right, we have surprise. It says big happy changes are coming when you least expect it. So yeah, if nothing else, that could be an indicator of what I was saying there, where you might start to lose a little faith in the connection. But like I said, it looks like they will try to make an effort. But at least initially, they're going to feel more comfortable probably if you guys meet in the friend setting first, and then they'll try to take it from there, I feel. But we'll see what the Wisdom of the Oracle card adds to the mix. Same situation as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well. Here I'm just looking for one card with general advice to wrap the reading up with them. Got one there. Okay, so let's see what you got. Okay, we have time for a nap. There's the artwork, and the number is 24. Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, the relationship message says, when it comes to matters at heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone else, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally, and a beautiful renewal will take place all by itself. Patience is the key to your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action in your relationship and give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. So yeah, reading that makes me think that for some of you, this could even just be like a Mercury retrograde issue, right? Where it's really just a temporary thing where maybe it's impacting them kind of heavily and they're not realizing what they're saying in the moment. But hopefully that resonates with you guys. I'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.